Mischief Horn just redeemed Hail Hydrate for 5 points. Jack Thulligent Shoutman said, "Hello there."
Mr. Mochin said, hi at Mischief Horn.
Mischief Horn just redeemed Super Slot for 6,000 points. Mischief Horn currently has 30 minutes. Why Hapchin? Hello Misa. Snooter said, "Alas, my sleep disorder has caught up to me. Furthermore, my stupid roommates sent me out on multiple errands before I could even eat breakfast or get ready." Zonstone Gazer says, face blue smiling. Also, I had to update one of my ad bots for an announcement. So you have eaten me, right? Oh? Tempted to the announcement on all my ad breaks. Hey. In addition to extra boops and ad-free viewing, I am also offering off-stream draw time to all my Twitch subscribers. In fact, as a subscriber, your weekly off-stream draw time will be guaranteed even if you miss a stream.
Hello everyone, I hope we're doing well tonight. Sorry for the late start. As I mentioned, I have my sleep disorder that finally has caught up to me. I was hoping to be able to use my new sleeping pill to bring my hours back at least to a reasonable amount, but that just did not happen. I think last night I got caught up in something and I got distracted, and it's mainly my fault. Let's skip this one. There we go. Zonstone Gazer, did I get to your request last week? That's weird. It doesn't show up in the recent files. Let me check the redeems, because I don't think I've deleted them yet. Mods, if you're in the chat, don't delete my redeems yet. I need to check them. Okay. Thank you, Jack the Legend Shockman. As I've been mentioning in the announcements, we are doing... Thank you. Don, are you sure that you, had a request slot last week? Let's see here. 7 days ago, 1 out of 50. Let's try it on this page. Found it. There's... No, that's not a request. That's a meow. Zon. Only one on this page. 8 minutes ago. 14 days ago. Yeah, I'm not seeing any request slots from you in the last 14 days on Stonegazer. Right, it was on YouTube, wasn't it? It was a YouTube slot. I want to say we did. Does this look new and different? Because we did some lining. Yeah, there's definitely been some lining done here. Yeah, that's right. It was a YouTube request slot. Just a reminder, everyone, I multi-stream to YouTube, so if you want to collect a bunch of extra points, you can be on both streams at once. Not that you have to, because I know that's kind of a pain in the patootie. Alright, I hope the audio's working out okay. Thank you for the puppy kisses, and thank you for the meow. Jack the Legend, we finished your request recently. I wanted you to look over it and tell me if there's any last-second changes you'd like to make before I schedule it to get uploaded in December. Well, to get posted publicly in December. Jack the Legend, are you still here? And can you give me feedback on this? Zonstone Gazer, if you are still here, let me know if this is what we worked on last time. Because I think this was lining that we started working on last time. Okay. Let me try to update the queue. I know y'all can't see it, but it is there. Puppy Kisses, meow. Jack the Legend, resubscribed. Thank you for the subscription, Jack the Legend. Do let me know if you'd like to start a new request soon, and if the current request looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and open my Discord, because I suspect people might be sending me messages there. Early Bird, Hapjon, Super Slot, S101X. Good. Excellent. Okay, let's just ignore the smell of cat patootie. And we're going to run one more ad, and then we're going to get started on the Early Bird. Sorry, Twitch is yelling at me to run another one. I guess we took too long to set up, but let's go ahead and move this out the way. I think we have the okay from Zon that the progress is acceptable. still haven't heard from Jack and have... Okay. Looks like we're gonna have a Bowser Ball in here later. So that will be good. Let's see here. Hap John's request should be down here. So we finished the background, and currently we're working on the foreground. I believe I was chasing the colors to make sure that there weren't any bleeds or gaps, which tends to happen a lot, especially with these strange shapes. But no, it looks like I selected this bicolor, which means we're actually on the shading phase. So I need to pick some textures and get to work on that. I don't think I'm gonna have a unique Christmas look, but because it took a lot for me to make these assets just for October, although I am strongly considering putting a hat on my avatar just for that. Uh-oh, I forgot something. I'll be right back, everyone. Okay. And having to switch my tablet stands out so frequently between my bed and my desk is exactly why my tablet got unplugged, didn't it? Probably means I have to restart Krita. Let's find out. Okay, I'm gonna restart Krita, and I'm gonna try to get my tablet to work. Sorry for the delay, everyone. Switch this over. There we go. So, we had several announcements from Mischief Horn. Let's see what they were. Yeah, missed your Adderall. Yeah, that's true, because you need to take it in the morning, otherwise it's going to keep you up late at night. So, I actually have to quit Adderall, 2 days a week. I only take it 5 days a week, because I'm trying to not build up a resistance. Because, like, the way I see it is, like, with a lot of medications, but especially Adderall, the body builds up resistance to it fairly fast. So, like, if I don't pick what days I'm gonna have to quit it, then the Adderall's gonna pick for me, you know what I mean? Because it's going to stop working eventually, because my tolerance will get too high, so I should just pick which days beforehand so I can reset my tolerance every week. Yeah, so that's why I only take it 5 days a week, but you know, those days where I don't take it are just awful, and I have 2 of them a week, and it is so hard to be productive at all on them, and I just, like, I'm wondering how I did anything before this. I mean, I know how I did anything before this. I used adrenaline and cortisol. But, like, I'll talk about this more in a minute. Twitch is going to yell at me if I don't do an ad break, so we're going to do that real quick. Let me get the early bird timer started, and then we'll run an ad. 10 minutes, start, and ad. I'll see everyone in 60 seconds and then we can keep talking about what's been going on with Mischief Horn. I spelled it wrong, didn't I? Keep doing that. Keep spelling that wrong for some reason. Mischief. Mischief. Horn. There we go. Looks like you are playing some spooky Halloween games. That's good to hear. So I want these shadows to be a bit more smooth, so I'm going to switch to my airbrush. Add a little bit of smoothing to them. Turn the xenomorph notifications. What is that? So we're going to do a little cheat here. I'm going to select by color all of these little spiky floofy things here. Then I'm going to scooch the selection over to the side. Struggle is real, struggle is real. I've always been like very... I mean, I don't want to say against antidepressants because obviously antidepressants are good for people, but I've always been against antidepressants on me because I'm like, I have very good reasons to be depressed. Like, I don't have chemical depression. I have a bad situation. I have situational depression. Like, no pill is going to solve the problems I have that are genuinely causing me strife. But, now I'm starting to understand how executive function works. And it's like, it's not just being sad, you know? So, now that I've scooched this over, I want to feather it just slightly. Can't go too far. Just don't want it to be pixel perfect sharp. So then what I'm going to do is subtract that color from the shading. And that way I can have a perfect casted shadow onto the purple fabric from the white floof. Okay, that looks about right. It's a little meh, but I think it's fine. But no, this one I started taking them because, like, my doctors told me they'd help with sleep. They didn't at all. They'd help me wake up, I believe is what they told me. But they absolutely did fluffing not whatsoever, whatso-raptor. And they didn't help with the executive function either. I actually got on the Adderall also for trying to cure my sleep condition, but, you know, that didn't do what I needed it to. I mean, it might have. Like, there's actually a thing, but I'm gonna let the TTS catch up and respond to people in chat. I know y'all can't hear the TTS, but I can, and I'm gonna wait for it to go off so I can hear what y'all are saying without taking my eyes off the screen where I am drawing. That's so cool! I totally want something like that. I've been trying to make more jump scare notifications, but I only have 2 so far. That's the puppy kisses and Misamo-chan's little, meow thing. Yeah, it really is. It's just like, you're telling me people, like, everyone else felt like this all the time? Like, do you have any idea how easy it is to do work now? Like, everyone was just like, oh, you're lazy, and, you know, what they mean is that you're an ethically bad person, you know? And all this stuff, and it's just like, why are you guys doing all these extra things? I don't understand. And they're like, have some pride in yourself. And have to do all these extra chores and shoot. And it's like, I just couldn't understand. Like, why would you volunteer to be in this much pain and making yourself do things? And it's like, nah, it didn't hurt at all for people to do chores. Like, there was no pain. There was no sitting there being like, ow, ow, ow. I have to make myself do this. I have to force myself to do this. It's like trying to put your hand on a burning stovetop, you know? Trying to force yourself to do that. And you have to do that with like every single chore and anything that's not actively giving you dopamine. So you're like tied to a computer, and you know, it affected all my relationships, of course, and they're just like, why aren't you spending time with me? And it's like, because it's physically painful to pull myself away from computer or video games for like 2 seconds. I have 2 jump scare notifications currently. Yeah. I usually use the stove metaphor because it's like, you know, people understand that there are certain things that they know will hurt and they have to force themselves to do that are incredibly difficult. Like, anyone can relate to that. But yeah. I know, right? Oh my fluffing. Yeah, it is just. You just do it. It doesn't hurt. And like, I got so affectionate. I was just hugging my partner nonstop, and I'm like, this feels so great just a hug. Like, oh, and all I could think about was like getting back to my. Only like snuggle for like 5 minutes before I was like desperately trying to get back to my coping mechanisms and all the stuff that was. Dang it, come on, zoom out already. No, not delete. Ugh. There's just not enough room on my desk. My keyboard keeps drifting like a mile away. I mean, the way I look at antidepressants as well as Adderall and things like that, you know, psychiatric medications, is it's like glasses for your brain. It's like, you know, people are like, oh, you're using it as a crutch. And it's like, okay, some people need crutches for like the rest of their lives. You know, like some people need glasses for the rest of their lives. No amount of taking those glasses off is going to change their eyesight, and no amount of being natural and medicationless or whatever is going to cure our ADHD. Like, yeah, we can learn a lot of coping mechanisms that help, but like, you know, we're still constantly in an uphill battle. It's like we're carrying a bunch of extra weight. Okay, we're out of time on this one. 15. But no, you bring up a good point about worrying about getting addicted, and I definitely have more to say on that. But first we have to run an ad. I'll be back in about 60 seconds, everyone. Okay, there should be kittens. They should be on the lining phase. Oh, they're in the coloring phase. At least they were, but I forgot noses. So we have to go back to the line layer. So normally what I should do is go back to the sketch layer, draw it, and then line it in. But in the spirit of trying to get more practice in, I'm going to try to draw these by hand. And just do smooth lines the whole time. Definitely have to drop the brush size. 7 should be fine. And we are back from ads. Welcome back, everyone. Using the wrong brush, dang it. So, in answer to Astrid, no, I have not seen the Pokemon Legends from ZA from Mega Evolution. I have not seen that. Yes, I remember I did say that I might try to adjust some points for October. And we are on late night, so now would be a perfect time for that night owl redeem I talked about, but I never got around to making it. I don't know, I might have time tonight to make it. Could just do it on stream. I mean, we do have we have 2 super slots left, so that's at least an hour, and we know Charizard, Bowser Ball is gonna come in at some point. I don't know, we might still need to use the Night Owl tonight. I was maybe considering using this time to just catch up on my other art projects that I need to be working on. Yeah, that'd be a good idea. It's too far. Need this to be over here. So, like I was saying with addiction, like, yeah, I'm not worried about, I mean, I am worried about Adderall addiction because, like, it's not just getting by in your life without it. It's chemical tolerance. Like, it's just gonna stop working, like, after a while when you keep taking it, you know? So, I pick my tolerance breaks, or my body will pick them for me. And my tolerance breaks are 2 days every week. And I'm hoping to move back to my home state one day, so when I do, I'm gonna have to get a new psychiatrist, and being able to show, hey, I've been on this medication for years without ever increasing my tolerance or my dose, and I've passed every single drug test, so stop treating me like a crackhead. Like, maybe that'll work, but we'll see. Yeah, like, that's the other trouble, is, like, I still have to work on those days that I take breaks, and I usually have a lot to do. There's all these extra things that keep jumping in and adding more to my plate on what's supposed to be my days off, where I just rest and reset my tolerance, but, like, life just doesn't seem to let me do that. %. It's tough to find places that, refill them. I'm very lucky. That's another thing. Another good reason that I don't, oh, that's wrong. Want saturation up, not value. There we go. So, that's another thing is that helps with me taking them only 5 times a week, is that my prescription is for every day, 7 days a week. So by taking them only 5 days a week, I've managed to, like, collect quite a backlog. Yeah, I mean, my psychiatrist knows this, of course. This isn't some big secret, He's like, there's shortages all the time. You need to do anything you can to, like, keep these, Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying, It stops working if you don't take breaks. So you gotta be careful. Sometimes I even take... This isn't every week, but some weeks I take 4 days of Adderall break in a row. So I can keep on the same dose. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. If you type a message, you will get a link to the FAQ. I mean, your body can't tell the difference, I'll tell you that much. Uh-huh. I'm guessing you're talking about... Sammy. He always has his pupils super wide like this and is always looking around like he is absolutely terrified. Then he walks around and meows at me and crawls into bed and snuggles me. And just like, oh my gosh. As soon as he loses track of us for like 2 seconds, he starts meowing like crazy. We're having some slowdowns. No worries, huge Bowser Ball. Welcome in, welcome in. And yeah, for sure. National shortages. Gotta save as many as you can. You know, don't take it on days you don't need it. Aha, something like that. A snuggle Ouroboros. Okay, now I need to try to find all of the gaps. Because this fill tool is kinda garbage, kinda garbage. The fill tool used to be a lot worse. It used to be so bad that I used to just basically color everything manually. And the flat coloring would take forever. It's my least favorite part. It's like I already lined it. I just want to move on to the shading. But here I am having to do exactly what you're seeing now, but a lot more of it. Looking at every line on the whole piece and chasing down all of these gaps and bleeds. So annoying. That's good. I hope you had a good lunch. Okay, so who got the early bird today was Hapjohn. The pic below it is of Nelson. Nelson is always sleeping. We always say he is a sleepy kitty. And he has a very expressive looking face that always looks tired. Here he is again. Looking so tired and very expressive. But here he is snuggling my partner, Misamo-chan. Oh, and you can see Sammy in the background. He is a perpetually sleepy kitty. He scared the poof out of me this morning, because, like, Sammy came up to me meowing, like, differently than he normally does, like something was actually wrong. And then, so I look around briefly, and I don't see Nelson anywhere. So, I'm losing my patootie at that. Looking everywhere for Nelson, and finally I find Nelson under the bed. I'm guessing Sammy couldn't find him either, and that's why he was losing his shoot. Yeah, I suspect that, yeah, Mischief Horn, I have the exact same thing. Like, honestly, I think that's why I do so many art requests. You know, it actually forces me to work, it holds me accountable, it's great training. I get in touch with what people actually want to see and what people actually want to commission. It's not quite only recording the drawing. Hold on a sec. Very sweet kitties. So I actually have an overlay over top here and Viato here. So it is actually... Oh dear. Hold on a sec. So normally I keep the this little black bar at the bottom because I have... Hold on. I need to find something real quick. I have this Ko-fi plug, Control C. Go back to October draw, Control V. Yeah, normally I have this Ko-fi plug at the bottom, in that little black bar. I'm not sure if I want to keep that. Yeah, 100%. I'm not that crazy about myself. Though I don't draw to Snooter that I wouldn't normally draw to Snooter that much, but I spent like all of last month. Where the heck is my Viadu window? There it is. I spent like all of last month desperately trying to do a redesign for Snooter, and I did not succeed. This one is not what you see now is not the redesign. It's just it's the same design, it's just drawn in a different style. Tell me about it. I was desperately trying to get things done at the last second, and I still didn't get my ending overlay done. But I ended up using this one post I did for October 1st, and I just put that as my ending screen overlay. Like, I would show you, but like a lot of my viewers don't actually listen to me. I'm guessing they're lurking with the volume off or something. And every time I play that ending screen, like just to show people, everyone thinks the stream is ending and they start leaving. So we're just not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that this time. Sorry. We got a kitty here. Wait a minute, where should the light source be? Why would I have the light source coming in from the top left if these kitties are like... Okay. I can fix this. New plan. Light source is coming from the middle. After all, I have to consider the background. Thank you. Yeah, I've got like the starting soon video. I'm not sure if you... Did you catch the starting soon video when I started the stream? It's got a tiny bit of what you could almost call animation on it. Heck yeah! Thank you for your support, Jack the Legend Shoutmon. Did you want to start a new request today? Yep, like I said, a lot of people lurk with the sound off, so if I play the stream ending thing, then everyone's going to think it's actually ending, because I can't just tell them, because they don't hear me. Yeah, no, what I need to do, what I need to work on, and what I need to successfully accomplish that I have never accomplished is I need to make a a reference sheet for Snooter. And like, I just can't get Snooter to look consistent from all three angles. And like, I've even considered like hiring a 3D artist to maybe make a 3D model of my character, but that's really expensive and out of my budget, and maybe I just need to practice more. I mean, let's face it, I am not at a professional level right now, and like, y'all should see the work I did when I was first starting out, you know? Okay, light's here, so that means this leg here will actually have shadow on it. Should probably switch brushes. Yeah, I mean, it's very silly that people would leave at the end of, when they see the stream ending thing, because, like, most people have verified accounts and therefore can participate in the raid, but there are several people here who do not. And it makes sense that they would leave, because they can't participate in the raid. Much appreciated, Aerial Corns. Alright, we have a time's up, which gives me time to maybe pull up an old file. Yeah, okay, I guess it's already saved and I can switch to a different file without problem. Saves, complete, scroll down, oh wow, forget that. I'm going into my exports, my archive from 2021. As is tradition. Okay, I'm pretty sure this was the first request I ever did on stream. And that's where my skill level was at the time. Another example. This was my first commission sheet. My prices basically haven't changed. I just don't offer flats or line arts anymore. Like, cause that's the thing, I was offering sketches for free, and basically everyone always gets the cheapest option available, and my gallery was filled with nothing but sketches. So I stopped offering sketches, and that's why we do the timer thing now, because doing a full rendering every single time isn't an option. And even if people want to get commissions, the cheapest thing I offer is emotes. And my commission gallery is absolutely jam-packed with emotes. Like, no one wants to get anything on the expensive end of whatever my commissions are. So all that's available now are these. But I need to make a new commission sheet, and I attempted to a few years ago with, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, like, there was no timer. I would just be like, okay, if your request can be done in a sketch, then, you can do it for free. Just pop into my stream and I'll do the whole request from start to finish. And it took forever, and my gallery was filling up with sketches, and yeah. So this was the second one I tried to make. Like, it's absolutely not working at all. Well, hold on. Just a sec. Co dash B dot. Should really get these commands up. It is .com. Okay. Slash das neuter. We're gonna run an ad real quick. I'll be back in 60 seconds, y'all. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I haven't been very successful with commissions at all, so I can't say much on that. All I can say is doesn't hurt to try, you know what I mean? Like, even at a very early skill level like I was showing, I was getting like 1, maybe 2 a year, you know? And I think it's good to, you know, learn the process. And, honestly, that's kind of another reason I do requests, is like, when I started doing requests, a big motivation behind it was just kind of getting a feel for the process and seeing if this was something I like. And drawing things for people and communicating back and forth with clients is something that I really like. And getting them their drawings that they actually want and all of those things. There are some exceptions. Obviously, I've had bad requesters in the past. Like this. Yeah. Having an audience definitely gives you accountability. Like, that's the crazy thing. I have paid subscribers, people actually giving me money. So I have accountability each week to draw for like a certain amount of time. Yeah, that's been happening to me too. Like, my friends are finally playing Dead by Daylight with me, so like, my brain justifies that as, hey, they're actually being social. Take what you can get. Because, you know, I don't get to see pretty much anyone ever since I was forced to move away from my home state. So my subscribers, I'm not sure if you've been paying attention to the ads that go off every time Twitch plays an ad. I play my own ad. Countering Twitch's ads with my own ads. Like, yeah, I used to have a timer that would just make those announcements go off every which way, and it would just interrupt people all the time. So now I have it programmed to only go off when Twitch plays ads, and that's the perfect time for my announcements and my ads to go off. Well, because I'm disabled and I was taking care of a family member in exchange for a place to live. That family member died, and my family promised me that they'd take care of me until I graduated and can get a job. And my professors were assuring me that even with my disability, I could get a job in the field that they were putting me in. But, like, that's the thing. They said that during COVID, and, like, then all of the, like, there was a big, dang it, renaissance of working from home during COVID, and that totally collapsed. So there's a very good chance they were wrong about me being able to get into that field, despite my disorder. It's too flat. We need this to go up above. Because, yeah, I have to tell between drawing. First of all, I always run ads between drawings. And I always have to tell everyone, hey, there's going to be an ad break. And then it goes off, you know? Like, so that's the perfect time for my announcements to occur. Trying to make these dang eyes bulge. Like, they need to look peeled open as wide as they can. But, like, that's the thing. If I draw eyelids, right? Realistic eyelids, then it looks like the character is, like, kind of squinting. But if I draw unrealistic eyes with no eyelids and just be like, oh, it's as wide as possible, it just looks cartoony. It doesn't actually look like it's wide as possible. So I have to draw those eyelids, but somehow make it look like it's not squinting. Decided to prioritize the top of the mask over the eyeball bulge. Well, the inside of the mask, where it's bumping into it. Okay, so then there's some face paint over here. That actually took quite a while of S11X's time, but it's important to get the eye details right, because that's where, if I'm doing this right, all of the attention should be drawn to. If I'm drawing all of the attention to the eyes, they better be good. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Are you running a streamer bot? So we're not going to be able to run an ad in between this one because it's a super slot and I already owed time on S101X, so I had to give him extra time. So we're going to run an ad now and hope that doesn't cause problems later. See everyone in 60 seconds. I forgot to do the sale. Shoot, 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 shoot. Community content, no. Subscription discount promos. Select hours, 5 hours, and start. Sorry about that, everyone. I just got the promo started. I completely forgot. It should be working now. Yes, Ariel? What would you like? You need something? Dang it. Really? How did you match them without StreamerBot? I believe the music just cut out. I'm gonna have to check on it in a second. Okay. Oh, okay. I understand now. Oh, you have your Twitch ads go off every hour, I see. Yeah. I try to time mine, so that there's a short ad every time someone's turn ends. Because that's the perfect break right there, you know? How long do they go, when they do go off every hour? Okay, mine go 1 minute, but they're every 15. Honestly, I think they're every 10. Because, like, the ad button that allows me to start an ad starts up every 10 minutes, I've noticed. But it doesn't force me until, like, 15 or 20 or so. Okay, against my better judgment, I'm going to attempt this again. Attempt some depth on the mouth once more. Wait, you hate the 3-minute ads on your stream, or you hate the 1-minute ads on my stream that I do between breaks? What? I see. Sorry, everyone. Yep. Unfortunately, that's like one of the only ways us Twitch artists get paid. Am I done? What else is here? There's technically supposed to be a hat. I'm tempted to just skip. And this has... Yeah, like, at first I thought it was because, you know, Twitch is robbing us, and to an extent it is, because Twitch gives us, like, a 50-50 split, being just an affiliate, and doesn't give us, like, a 70-30 until we're partner, which is a very unrealistic thing to attain. But, like... That's the thing. Apparently, at such low viewer counts, even if I was getting all of the money, like even 100% of the money from each of my ads, it's so little with my viewer count that it really doesn't matter that I'm only getting 50. You know, we're talking about fractions of a cent here. And apparently, like, there's kind of has been an adpocalypse on Twitch because a lot of investors are realizing that a lot of Twitch viewers are, first of all, not actually watching, just lurking on multiple streams at once, and that the platform is inundated with view bots. So a lot of actual humans aren't actually watching, and to make things worse, like even best case scenario that a lot of humans are watching, the actual click-through rate for these ads is really, really bad. Because, like, who do you know in all of history who has ever clicked on a Twitch ad, you know? Uh-huh. Much appreciated. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of a shame we're dealing with this apocalypse, but at the same time, it's like, it's somewhat inevitable because you know, it's a shame that we're losing so many viewers on Twitch, is what I should say. Because that's been happening across the board to everyone, you know, that they've been losing viewers. But at the same time, let me shake my water bottle real quick. Let me open it up. Let me get a drink. Not once, ever. But, that aside, it's just, holy fluff. Thank you for the hydrate. But, yeah. It's like, it's kind of inevitable because in some ways we're devastated and upset about our viewers going down and it affects our bottom line and how much money we're getting, but like at the same time it's kind of inevitable because we didn't realize a lot of our viewers weren't actually real people. Which is frustrating for us as well. 100%, 100%. Like, you know, we don't want fake viewers either, and that's, you know, it's important for authenticity and sincerity, but it's also important from, like, a bottom line standpoint of a lot of us artists also have commissions and also have products we're trying to sell. I know I don't have any products, but, products we're trying to sell. And, having a bunch of fake viewers fill our streams and then wondering why no one's buying our products, you know, that's not great for us either. We want real engagement and real people. Seems we have someone new. Welcome in, Timonin. Is it?
Lol.
welcome in, welcome in. As you can see, we are doing art requests today. I am working on a mask transformation art request for S101X. Not sure if you're part of the art request community, but if you are, I'm sure you've heard of S101X. He's kind of hard to miss. And we're going to attempt to do the hat. Not sure I can pull this off. If I can't, I might have to leave the hat out, but I'm gonna at least attempt it. I think my partner was wanting to watch that. Yeah, I think she was watching the anime for it the other day. I hear there might be like a live action version. There's some other manhwa she wants to watch with me that got adapted into a live action show on Netflix. It's the cooking one. Okay, let's just draw the circle first. Then I'll draw the bell part of it. So once I have the sphere established, I can attempt the geodesic. I've attempted to animate lip syncing like 1.5 times in my life, and it was very tricky. This geodesic is absolutely not correct. Dang it. Excellent. So, did you want corrections on your previous request, or did you want to start a new request? Okay. Give me a list of corrections, and I will try to get them all done before your sub slot runs out. Okay, I've been super concentrating for a while. Let's go ahead and run an ad, and I'm going to see if I receive those corrections anywhere. Be sure to send me the corrections either on Twitch or on Discord. Alright, we are back. Uh-huh. Well said. It is very true. I feel like I'm in a kind of that situation with the Snooter and the redesign, because like I've spent so much time trying to like make the redesign be satisfying, and I'm basically just having to accept Snooter where she is and maybe work on the redesign later. But like, it drives me crazy. In like the last 5 years, I haven't managed to do a single successful reference sheet. Let's see here. Jax Digital Circus. I just need to see what his eyes look like. Oh, okay. Oh, hey. Well, killed 2 birds with 1 stone. One, two, three, four, five, six. Welcome in, Drowberry. Hope you're doing well. As you can see, we are working on a request for S101X. I'm sure you know S101X. I had a bit of a rough morning because my roommates kept sending me out on errands when I was trying to start the stream already, and I hadn't even had breakfast yet. I also slept in super late, was up late, which didn't make me feel good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I messed up. You're killing me. You're killing me. That's cool, that's cool. How did your event go? Did you have fun? That's awesome. If you haven't already, you should definitely join the Discord. Just a moment, let me get my Discord command working again. Make sure that it is correct. Let's copy the link. Let's go to StreamerBot. Adds Twitch Discord command. Here we go. There we go. That should work now. %. Yeah. Killing your darlings is definitely important. All right, sounds good. Thank you for stopping in, Drowberry. I hope you're doing well. And thank you. And be sure to send my regards to your friends at the event. Let me grab my water bottle, give it a little shake. And there's no water left in it. There's a tiny bit of water left in it. I'll finish this and then I'll go get some more water on the break. Really? Do you think Steven Universe went on too long and Owl House and Gravity Falls? Oh, yeah. Yeah. All host was pretty good and definitely needed more. Wow, that's terrible. Like, they keep making, like, serious, emotionally mature gay cartoons. And, like, the emotionally mature gay cartoons get super popular because they're emotionally mature and they're gay cartoons. And then the, corporate suits get upset because they're emotionally mature gay cartoons and then cancel them. And it's like, bruh, what do you think was making you money here? Dang. Wow. That's pretty cool. I don't know. I heard that there's a Steven Universe epilogue show or something. So, I mean, did they even successfully kill it? I don't know what the deal is with that one. Dang, that's cool. Yeah, I feel like a good example of when someone did not let their darling die when they should have would be the Boo Saga. The Boo Saga in Dragon Ball Z. Like, it was very silly and it kind of countered a lot of the points from like all the previous ones. Like, from what I hear, Toriyama actually planned to end the entire series after the Frieza Saga. And honestly, that kind of makes sense. It was kind of contrived how Goku came back at all. The Garlic Jr. saga, like, nobody cared about after the Frieza saga, because, like, you went from the epic and the stakes of the one and only legendary Super Saiyan to, like, some, like, tiny 2-cent villain that nobody cared about. Being super silly with, like, Krillin and Piccolo and all of, like, the other characters that nobody cared about. And then, but yeah, no, they made it work in the Android Saga. He really managed to make it work in the Android Saga and pull it out of kind of the slump that was caused by having to continue after the Frieza Saga when he never meant to. I mean, it's very obvious it was supposed to end there. Goku's dead. The one legendary Super Saiyan prophecy was fulfilled. Like, it was over. Like, the most powerful entity in the universe was defeated. There's no way getting past that. And, like, there's no way to top that. There's no getting past that. So, the Android Saga did as good as it could. It brought back an old villain from Dragon Ball and turned it into something serious and scary. Which was just... And furthermore, it instead of wallowing in Goku and, let's wait for Goku to show up, that old stereotype, it instead kind of... Okay, it sounds like you're going to want me to be taking out a lot of the saturation. Yeah, no shoot. Yeah, seriously. I mean, he didn't even... From what I hear, he wasn't even involved in GT. But... For sure, for sure. Again? He sure does die a lot. Okay, we're out of time. Honestly, I think we might be done with the sketching, though, and we might be ready to start on lighting next time. I don't think I'm gonna try to do this as a painting. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna stick with lighting. Next up is a sub-slot for Jack the Legend. I'm pretty sure what we're gonna be doing is just taking the saturation out of a lot of this. He sure does. Let's start the timer and filter, desaturate. Okay, add filter mask, I guess. Let's go desaturate. Okay, I changed the shoulder pad and the leggings to black. What else did we want to correct? But yeah, like, so yeah, he absolutely passed on the torch to Gohan in the Android saga and then the Cell saga. Like, Gohan absolutely, you know, took over as the main character. Goku passed on the torch, and then they made him do like a whole other arc. Like, not only that, like, we had a cool thing. We had the Great Saiyaman saga, so like Toriyama could at least go back to form with something a little more Dragon Ball and like silly and clearly the things that he was meant to write, and not these epic shonen like sci-fi magnum opuses with epic that is on the wrong time. You know, with epic world-ending stakes. Instead, it's just a high schooler now. Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, he gets that super cool new form in the Boo saga, and then it just instantly gets eaten by Boo's, like, super overpowered chocolate ability. It's just like, and that's the thing, like, Cell was the ultimate villain. You had to destroy, you couldn't just kill him. You had to actively destroy every single cell in his body. And then we go up against Boo, who, like, again, is another regenerating villain. Who just, the last two sagas of Dragon Ball Z, you have these characters that you can be way more powerful than them, but unless you're powerful enough, unless you're, like, significantly more powerful enough than them to actually destroy every cell and every molecule in their entire bodies, Gonna need you to be specific on the leather. You might be referring to this. Is this the leather you're talking about? Okay, bandage purple. Just a sec. Yeah, I kinda fell off. Like, I never finished watching the old series, but like, you could really tell Toriyama's story was basically done. Hey, we have to run an ad real quick, but also let me know if there's any more corrections, Jack the Legend. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Dark purple for the bandage, got it. You had a fight to survive. We've all got demons inside. Excellent. I'll go ahead and export this and schedule it for later. Did you want to potentially start a new request today? Because we still have about 10 minutes left, so I can maybe start to get some gesture down. Oh, that's super cool. How's that game been treating you? No, I actually... So, like, that's the thing. When I was watching Dragon Ball Z growing up, a lot of what I really I realized was actually just, like, a big portion of it was kind of the music. Like, I always thought this was this super serious, adult, violent, cool action anime. And, like, rewatching it, it's like, no, it really wasn't. Like, that's what we wanted from Toriyama, but he wanted to be silly, and I can't help but feel like we were just forcing him to be something that he wasn't the whole time, you know? And everyone wants him to be shonen, and everyone wants him to be mature and violent and all these things, but like, this is the Dragon Ball guy. This was a Raleigh, you know, and Dr. Slump guy. So, like, that's the thing. I go back and try to rewatch it now. Like, I'm like, oh man, remember that heartbreaking scene at the end of the Frieza saga where Goku still shows mercy, even though it might not leave him with enough energy to get him off the planet. And Frieza still can't handle his loss and tries to attack Goku one more time, forcing him to finish Frieza off. Like, so I was watching that, and it still cuts to King Kai, who's still making jokes, who's still sounding stupid, who's still using all the novelty voices, and Gregory, and Bubbles are there, and I'm like, how the heck do you have a show where an alien tyrant is split in half like a floating body right there with blood, gore all over the place, and then you split back to the same cartoon where Goku had to chase down like Gregory and hit him with a hammer and catch Bubbles the monkey. Like, what are you doing? What are we doing here? Clearly the fans and Toriyama, I feel like, had a very different show in mind. And there's kind of a war going back and forth, and these things are not compatible. Okay, sounds good. So I'm gonna add 10 minutes to next time you use a subscriber slot, though, Jack. %. Okay. So we're gonna remove this. I'm going to go on break for a bit and try to get that scheduled. I'll be back in a bit, everyone. Oh, that is bad. Oh, that is real bad. I didn't quite get everything scheduled all the way till Thursday, but I don't want to spend all this time on the live stream messing around with that. So we're going to go ahead and get back to work on the drawings. I'm going to run an ad first, and then we're going to work on Mischief Horn's request. Okay. Hmm. I don't watch shows much lately anymore. Let's see here. I want to say like half a month ago, I watched all of the... Okay, so the modern, Hercule Poirot movies. And I really loved them, and I really want to show them to my partner. But she keeps ducking me. So, yeah. I watched those. I also watched Glass Onion. That was totally amazing. Yeah, that one was really good. Yeah. You haven't heard of Glass Onion? It's the sequel to Knives Out. It was really good. That's bad. Okay. We need to adjust this one. There we go. I think that does the trick. We just need this, then Control CV. Yeah, it's amazing. Knives Out is absolutely incredible. Glass Onion is a bit over the top, but it was still really good. It's worth it. I mean, that's the thing. Like, during the sequel, you already know what they're about. Like, I feel like in Knives Out, it's a surprise when you find out the actual message and there's like that big twist and everything, but like, by the time Glass Onion happens, it's like, okay, you know the score. You know what this movie's really gonna be about. It's just a matter of how they choose to portray it, you know? Yeah, my partner's teenager is super into One Piece. Aha. As of just now, have become people. I'm not a big fan of One Piece for the same reason. I've kind of left behind Dragon Ball Z. Like, I just don't like the cartoony stuff. Like, I respect Akira Toriyama and what he was trying to accomplish. I just recognize that all the things I liked about Dragon Ball Z were kind of things he was forced to do and not things that he was genuinely interested in. One Piece for me is just way too silly and cartoony. Also, it's insanely long and I can't even, like, make myself finish a, like, 20 episode series. Like I said, I don't watch things much anymore. I guess I watch movies now because at least it'll be done in like 2 hours and I don't have to memorize what episode I'm on and try to come back later. When is the last time I watched an anime? I know I was watching some that were good. that I actually liked, but I can't remember. Yeah, those are your emotional support tabs. Like, that's the other problem. I can't remember what shows I was watching, even if I really like them. And, like, I feel like I just can't win with anime. Either I really like the show, and then I binge it, and my day is completely wasted, and all the things I had planned are suddenly falling apart, so it's like this life-destroying cataclysm if I actually like it. But if I don't like it, like, I watch a couple episodes and be like, oh, well, that was neat. That was a neat distraction. Now I can get back to work. And then I forget what episode I'm on. I forget that I was even watching it. Like, I'll go back on, like, a certain anime site I use and, be like, what the heck do I watch? And 9 times out of 10, I'll just pick something new, and I never get to actually finish any shows, and then someone will be like, hey, remember Other Side Blues, or that one anime, or remember Scott Pilgrim, the show? And like, we're like, oh yeah, I started watching that. I totally forgot to finish that. I totally forgot it existed. And it's like, I didn't even hate it. I genuinely liked it. I just had enough self-control that day to, I had enough. Yeah, like, yeah, it's like, I just had enough self-control that day to stop myself from binging the entire show in one sitting. And that's the only reason I forgot it existed. So watching anime is really difficult and increasingly stressful for me. So I haven't been doing that much. Let me go into my history and see what I've even been watching lately. I'm gonna run an ad. I'll be back in 60 seconds with my anime history. Sounds good, Astrid. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you managed to make a lot of points. Can't wait to work on your request again. Astrid's probably saving up for a super slot, which is why they're probably not using a request slot tonight. Which is a good idea. So we are back from ad break, and in answer to your question, I have been watching Dusk, Maiden of Amnesia lately. This is my 3rd attempt at actually finishing this dang show. I keep forgetting it exists. I mean, you know, fitting since its name is literally Amnesia. But I am really close to actually finishing this dang show this time, and I really want to. If I could just remember it exists. So, to be fair, it's getting a bit stressful at the end. I don't know, in my old age, I'm having a harder time with stressful shows, but I'm starting to not like... I know, right? Like, I'm starting to not like one of the characters in Dusk. And, like, that's the thing. At the beginning, I liked all of the characters. All of the characters were great and had redeeming qualities, and the protagonist, like, protagonist didn't need to be great or have redeeming qualities. Sorry, endearing qualities. The protagonist didn't need to have endearing qualities because, you know, it's just an author stand-in, who the heck cares? But now, like, one of the characters is just kind of taking over the plot. And, like, all the other, like, subplots are starting to fall apart. It's like, I get that there was some contention here, and, like, there would be something serious about the backstory eventually, but, like... I don't know, people are just being awful to each other. It's like the ending of Comfort. You know? But I should probably go back and see it through to the end and see how it ends. Oh no, I had a file called Shows I'm Watching, and I forgot that file existed too. Like, that's how bad it is. Trying to avoid the tangent line here. I think I'm just not gonna draw that back claw. And that will solve the tangent line problem. So the other show I was watching, okay, what was it again? I've already forgotten. I just looked this up. Oh, right. The other show I was watching is called Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in the Dungeon? So I've actually been avoiding this one for years. Like, I knew about it years ago. I heard about it. I'm like, that is the dumbest sounding anime ever. Like, I am not going to watch this trash. And then, like, I saw, like, a single... I think Mother's Basement mentioned it or something. I don't know. Someone was mentioning it on a list of decent isekai or whatever. And I'm like, really? This one? Like, I've watched a lot of slop. Just trash isekai in my time. Because I was bored and I wanted more isekai. And I'm like, this one sounds even dumber than any of those other isekai concepts. This one sounds way, way stupider. And then I'm like, how are there 5 seasons of this? Like, most trash isekais get, like, 2 seasons at most. Like, if that. How does this have several full-budget OVAs and multiple seasons? I'm so confused. Danmachi. I'm sure you're just telling me the Japanese name for picking up girls in the dungeon, but I'm looking this up anyway. Yes, yes it is. Okay. Okay, yeah, technically, but come on. It's called Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in the Dungeon? Come on. Just look at that and tell me that's not, you know, modern power fantasy with leveling up and numbers and, you know, SAO, the SAO generation, I think it's might actually be time to move on to lighting. Yeah, like, it's still the same concept of, you know, basic, what's the nice way of saying beta? Basic viewer insert character. You know, tries to better himself and make himself stronger. And, like, that's the thing. That's what I always liked about isekai. Is it's like, you're... The thing with what I like about isekai is not that they're transported to another world with infinite power and all of their problems are instantly solved. Like, I hate how so many isekai fall into that trap. But I like how these are worlds of infinite potential. Where as long as you, you know, try your best and work hard, eventually you could level up and become the Goblin Slayer, you know? Does he? Does he, though? I mean, I appreciate that, but, like, does he really? Like, I like the show, too. He still feels like a self-insert. Like, the thing is, that's the self-insert character I like, is the type who are highly motivated about bettering themselves. And, like, I feel like too many people who get into isekai don't want to watch isekai for that. And, like, that's what I got into it for. Personal improvement. Improving yourself, both in power, but also in emotional maturity and growth. And, like, finding yourself through this journey, you know? And finally having a world worth fighting for, a cause worth fighting for. Not only that, not only a cause worth fighting for, but the powers to do it. You know, another good example of one of my favorite isekais of all time. Not my favorite, but not quite fully my favorite, but it's up there, like top 3, is The Wrong Way to Do Healing Magic. That one is fluffing amazing. You know? He's super motivated, and by the time he's powerful at the end of the first season, it feels completely earned because he has gone through so much suffering the entire time. Like, this is why I started to like Demon Slayers, because they had all of these great super heavy motivation things, go super heavy motivation training arcs and montages and hardcore learning processes. And, like, that was super cool to me, and, like, that just kind of fell off after a while. I'm gonna let the TTS catch up. I know y'all can't hear the TTS, but I can, and it helps me so I don't have to take my eyes off of the art. Oh, we had someone new pop in. Welcome in, welcome in. Let me know if you want a request. We have a tangent line here. Because of course we do. Okay, I can very easily fix this tangent line by just scooching the left side of the foreground layer forward. So that's what I'm going to do about that. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Much appreciated. Oh, understood. Welcome in, welcome in. Yeah, here's the sketch over here. I'm currently lining the background first, but yeah. I am also considering why am I lining the background at all. There's a good chance I'm just gonna start painting the background. Yeah, it's definitely better to get a big slot. Because keep in mind, the big slot is half an hour for 4,000 boops, and the little slot is only 15 minutes for 3,000 boops. So that's a savings of 1,000 boops when you go for the super slot. If you gotta go to sleep, go to sleep. Remember what I always say, real life comes first and your health is more important than this stream. We still have me Samo-chan on here, so I would not be without mods. Here's the references over here. So that might answer your question. What? What do you mean it's 6K? Oh, you're right. I moved the basic slot up to 4,000 and the super to 6K. And that's why we were talking about changing them. Okay. Well, before I forget, let me do that. I mean, we've only gone for 2.5 hours, so what's the worst that could happen? That is a mouthful. Gesundheit. Yeah, I agree. Spirit of the holiday is exactly what I have in mind. Excuse me, something's going on. I need to deal with it real quick. I'll be back, everyone. Just a minute, let me put my headphones back on. Oh no, the timer was still going. Okay, well, I have hotkeys for this. It's not on my side, it's on Misamo-chan's side. Hold on, let me put my headphones back in. See if that's causing anything. My headphones fell out. Oh, you're too nice, Mischief Horn. Much appreciated. Y'all are too sweet. I can send you a link to my gallery. So this is what I use for my gallery. I know it's not a great place to be, but like none of the social media platforms are a good place to be right now. So I just put up with how terrible and awful they are to us. But yeah, here's my gallery. Thank you so much for the follow. Yeah, I also do the I usually do my commissions through the Ko-fi, but my Ko-fi gallery isn't that up to date. It really should be. It's just, no one ever finds you through Ko-fi, so like by the time they get to the Ko-fi page, they already know what I can do. And they you know, they already know what I can do, and there's no point in the gallery being fancy. Aha, tons of people who draw here as well. Let me see if I can get the music back on. But first I want to... I left the timer going again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. There we go. I'm gonna go talk to Misamo-chan real quick and see if we can figure out what's going on with the echoing. Because she's a mod and I don't want to give her a headache. Dear, I don't know if you can hear this, but am I still echoing? Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, I'm not sure if we fixed it. I kind of suspect that it's the YouTube playlist because I had that paused while I did that test just now. So I'm going to turn the YouTube playlist back on and hopefully that doesn't cause any problems. So Misa, if you are there, send me a Discord message if me turning the YouTube playlist back on caused any problems. Oh, you think it could be coming from Viadu? That's possible. I have the volume set really low on Viadu, so that sensitivity should be really low. I bet if I whack the desk or something, it'll do that. Also, I slammed the door when I ran out of the door to check it on Misamo-chan's computer in the other room, so it probably was that noise. Yeah, knocking will do the trick. Alright, let's work on this. Push this over. It happened. Okay. Is it happening with my voice or is it happening with the music or both? Voice. Only voice. That's interesting. Can you all hear the background music okay? Welcome in, Coco. Yeah. I suspect it is on Misamo-chan's side that this is occurring, so whatever the problem is, I don't think me changing things on my side will change much. Well, that's the thing, like, y'all can't hear any echo no matter what. So it's gotta be somewhere on Misamo-chan's side. Okay, we have Coco's subslot written down. Alright, sorry about all that. So where were we? We were working on this, and I was lining it. And I am strongly considering doing the background as a painting and not as a line art. I'm not actually sure if I'm going to follow through on that, though. I might just do it as line art. Ah, alright, so where was I? Before we got caught up in that. Yeah, so my, Kofi. See how out of date it is. Gallery. Oh wow, the most recent thing I have on my Ko-fi is that Mao Deegan request. How old is that? That was September. Was it even September? August? No, it wasn't even August. Yeah, it's super weird. Yeah, I'm gonna suggest you watch this from, Hi, hey. Wow, so possibly older than June, unless I'm missing it. There it is, the most up-to-date piece in my Ko-fi gallery was from May 9th. That's how out of date my Ko-fi library is. Hotkey. Hotkey didn't do anything. Heck yeah, that's good to hear. I have been playing too much Dead by Daylight this week. I keep going too long because, you know. Yeah, I need to focus on my art, and I've been falling behind schedule on all of that. So, have you been doing well on Dead by Daylight? I'm not sure if you heard, but they nerfed the killer that I was planning to play for, like, the entire Halloween event. Like, every Halloween I play twins because their biggest weakness is that once you attach Victor, people can just take Victor hostage. Like, they did buff twins finally and allow us to recall Victor after, like, 30 seconds, but that's a really long time to have Victor attached to someone. So during the Halloween event, what you do is you have Victor get attached to someone, and then you hop into a portal and hop out. And that kills Victor instantly, so he just respawns inside of you. And then you can just summon him again, and just keep doing that. Yeah, the Halloween event. So yeah, that means twins are, like, this is the one time of year for the twins to finally shine, and I was planning to play them all this month for the Halloween event going on because of the portals. And now they're kill switched. It wasn't even the portal exploit that got them kill switched. Apparently there's some new glitch that causes Victor to go invisible and the frame rate to drop to 4 frames a second. Which causes a lot of motion sickness. And is super unpleasant to watch. I tried L for D2, I want to say, like, last month. I kind of wasn't feeling it anymore. It kind of just felt like a cluster fluff. Like, there wasn't any, it didn't feel like there was any, like, skill or agency for me. It just felt like point and shoot until things stop moving. Can't keep shooting, then die. Maybe it would feel better if I had, like, real human players with me or something, but I just really wasn't feeling it. But I don't know. That could be fun. I could reinstall it and I could try sometime if there were some friends who were interested. Cat! That cat just opened 50 tabs. Dang it, Sammy. Is my stream even still going? Showed a black screen on my end. Can y'all hear me? Okay. Dang it, Sammy. Yeah, I just closed the window that he opened the tabs in because he seemed to have opened them in Microsoft Edge, which I can't seem to get off my computer no matter what I do. Much appreciated, everyone. Much appreciated, everyone. I think we're actually out of time on this one. So we finished the sketches over here and got those two tails in. I started on lining the background, which I'm not sure I'm going to follow through on. And I started on lining the changeling. Let's see here. And I forgot to get my water bottle filled. Fantastic. Alright, I'm gonna run an ad and try to be back with my water bottle full in 60 seconds. But first, let me see who's next on the list. Mischief Horn, check. Coco for Coco Picks is next with the subscriber slot. Let's try to find Coco's request. Right. Olive and Null. So I believe I finished all the patterns on here and was working on the shading. And to get the shading right, I wanted to get the lighting established first. No problem, Mischief Horn. Right, we are back with water. I am skipping this song because it has been going on for too long. Let's grab my water bottle, give it a little shake, open it up, and get some water. Heck yeah. No, so I think what I was talking about before is that I'm a sucker for animes about self-improvement, and isekai was the best source of that genre I could find. Technically, zoom in already. There was one anime I found that was also super inspiring and did that kind of thing really well. It was called Hands Off Wait, am I saying that right? Hands Off. Yeah, keep your hands off Aizuken. That is a really good anime. Much appreciated, Mischief Horn. I appreciate you hanging out with me tonight, and I hope you're doing well. Bold of you to presume I'm going to bed anytime soon. So we have Coco for Coco Picks as the last person on the list. We have available, I believe, 3 more basic request slots. And technically there's unlimited slots available on YouTube. So between 1 and infinity, and I just got jump scared. Holy fluff, y'all. You're killing me. Okay. Okay. I'm fine. Didn't just have the patootie scared out of me or anything. Definitely not. But anyway, so... Got me. Okay, I think that's good enough for the lighting. Let's move back to my foreground. I had no idea that these stripes were supposed to be runes. Hey, Coco, do you want me to undo all of the pattern stuff I've done and do them as runes instead? Good night, Mischief Horn, and good night, Drowberry Legend. Thank you all for coming in and hanging out with me tonight. I know it is super late. For a lot of us, anyway. So, Coco, I need to know, do you want me to replace all these stripes with runes, or do you want me to keep it the way it is? I mean, either way, the shading's gonna be the same, so I'm gonna at least start on that while we're waiting for an answer. Night-night. Okay, so we are going to replace all these lines with runes. Which means we're not doing shading tonight. What? Yeah. On YouTube I can do it. On Twitch I cannot. So what you might be remembering is that the old bonus time redeems, those used to be able to be given to other people. That was a pretty common thing that happened. I was thinking of making a request slot that was specifically one that goes to other people that, you know, cannot be used on yourself, but I keep forgetting to do it. So that's another thing to remind me of sometime in the future. But yeah, I absolutely have commands I can use on YouTube to move points around. Alright, looks like Twitch is gonna force an ad in the next 5 minutes, and we have more than 5 minutes left, so I'm just gonna run it now. Welcome back from ads, everyone. That's distinctly possible, because the only reason I can do it on YouTube is that I have a custom currency system there. Alright, out of time on that one. That is the last one on the list. So we're gonna go ahead and work on that emote we've been talking about. And then we'll wrap up for the night. Then again, it's been 3.5 hours. I think we're gonna... Yeah, I think there's something in the house I should probably be dealing with. So I think we should just wrap up and find someone to... Yeah, I'll try to do it sometime in between, and hopefully I won't forget this time.
Devotion. Devotion to that which no sunlight is visible. Dusk. Sundown. The natural satellite up in the night sky in its glorious phases. Our only light in this darkened time. Rejoice, my children. The stages from waning to waxing. From full to present. The moon's glow is upon us with delight. Each and all of you, of this wonderful cult of night.
There are not many choices at this time of night. Yeah. That's what I get for starting so late. I really hope this new sleeping pill really changes things. Okay, I guess we're gonna go to Sugar Cube. And hope for the best. Alright, be polite everyone. I'll see you all next week.